Welcome everybody, it's Unstoppable Stoletzi and I'm here to do yet another Age of Empires 2, the American World HD Edition mod civ preview for you. So we're actually touching upon the last civilization I haven't done a full analysis of yet, which would be the Anasazi. I wanted to make sure, even though we looked at them a little bit in our first preview of this mod, I wanted to give them their own full analysis, both in terms of the deathmatch gameplay as well as the tech tree and bonuses, like we usually do. I wanted every civ to be equally covered by me, so that's what we're going to do. Going to our tech tree, they are listed as a defensive civilization. And you can tell right away, looking at some of these bonuses, you can definitely tell that they're really great at turtling. Their first bonus is farms gain plus 3/6 armor. This means anyone who's coming into your base and decides, hey, I'm going to wipe out some of my enemy's farms to make them have to replant them and burn through their wood stockpiles. I mean, you know how annoying that is, right? And you might not have the wood to do it, so that might be fatal for you. Thankfully, with this amount of armor, your farms are going to be the last thing your opponent is probably going to target when they're in your base trying to do some raiding. I think that's definitely very helpful for you for sure. Another useful bonus is all units have plus 10% HP. So I presume that this means villagers, archers, infantry, siege, ships, even cavalry, right? Remember, you can actually get the Zolto warriors if you're able to convert one of those enemy stables, so even cavalry is a consideration here as well. I think in general that means no matter what the tech tree looks like, your units are going to just do a little bit better regardless all the time. So I mean, that's good. We want everything to be perfect, right? Definitely. Houses, palisades, walls, and gates gain plus 4 line of sight. I think that one was really created with a lot of competitive Arabia and other maps gameplay in mind, right? You know, those intense Viper and Hera and so forth 1v1s where you're basically putting walls up with the palisades, you're walling with the houses, you're basically trying to build this impenetrable wall structure to keep your enemies out and know when they're attacking and responding. I think this is just going to give you more to work with that, right? If you know an opponent is approaching your base a little bit sooner, it gives you a little bit of mental clarity. Okay, I need to make sure my vills are here. I need to make sure my army is here. This is how much military I might need, and make those calculations in your head. Because, you know, Age of Empires 2 is a lot less forgiving in that regard than, say, AoE 3. You know, in AoE 3, we don't need as much walls, right? You can play without walls. But in AoE 2, a lot of the time walls are do or die, so the way you defend is a lot more serious. Yep, and you can see that in competitive gameplay all the time in AoE 2. Like, I don't even know how I would be able to play that good a lot of the time coming out of AoE 3 and AOM, being that micro-intensive and everything, you know. So yeah, anyways, we got another bonus here, which is very good for defenses. You receive plus 100 stone whenever a new age is reached. This could help you out in many different ways. In terms of your feudal age gameplay, this could mean potentially another tower if you wanted to go for a tower rush in somebody's base. Defensively, this means for any particular areas that you're really worried about, you could stonewall potentially. And if you don't need any of that, which in a lot of cases you're probably not going to need either of those things, this means even more town centers when you hit the castle age, right? Normally, right, you can only get like one more town center if you don't do any stone mining. Now, because you get 100 from dark to feudal and 100 from feudal to the castle, we're looking at potentially getting up to 4 town centers if you just wanted to go boom, 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 right? Imagine you're playing Black Forest, you're playing on another map where getting rushed isn't going to be the first thing you're going to worry about. You might go for those 4 town centers. And granted, if you can keep up with, you know, the housing requirements, making sure you have enough food from farming to be able to keep up with that, that could be really good. You know, it could be really fruitful for you. Definitely. And for whatever reason, if you're going to play on one TC, hey, that's 200 additional wood that can go into your first castle, too. So, I mean, lots and lots of possibilities there. And I like how it it's basically a defensive bonus that can be so versatile in its usage. Definitely. Another interesting one, can build markets in Dark Age. Now, this is pretty neat. This basically gives you access to the strengths of the market very early in the game. And if you need the market for whatever reason in the Dark Age, that's potentially one less building you're going to need to get up to the Castle Age a little bit later, right? You might just have to build like a blacksmith. If you have a racks already, you might just need an archery range, right? To get that going. The thing is, I don't know 100% how useful that is to have it in Dark Age. I mean, it definitely is a big chunky building that we can stick as part of our wall, but, you know, how many people really need to trade stuff in the Dark Age, right? I just don't know the application of it. Like, it might be good, I just don't know. Like, does it mean we could see some bigger drushes potentially with this militia unit in Dark Age? Who knows? Maybe. Definitely seems a little bit more, I would say, offensive, unless you're trading for stone and you're trying to. Well, you can't get stone stuff that early, right? Yeah, so I don't know what that entails. But we'll see. If anybody does Anasazi in like multiplayer, I would love to see how this early market actually affects things. In terms of unique units, they have the mantlet, infantry siege unit. So it works just like the mantlet from Age of Empires 3. I think it even has a unit icon of the Huron/Wendat mantlet, right? So it works the same way. It's this big giant tanky infantry unit that throws stuff at the enemies. Really a powerful unit. Quite powerful. Quite tanky too. In general, you're going to use that to basically cover fire for the stuff behind it. In terms of unique techs, we got 2 unique techs. The first one is flying shields. Skirms, genitors, and spearmen are produced 40% faster. I think this is really good for trash wars, right? You know, right out of the gate as a Mesoamerican civ, you unfortunately have the wah of not having hussars, right? So I guess in this sense it makes up for it a little bit, because now those halberdiers and elite skirms they're going to be making are basically going to be produced a little bit quicker. It might actually give you an advantage in those trash wars. And for whatever reason, if you have a Berber ally, also affects the genitors as well. So I mean, it helps you out quite a bit. The last technology here is called Siege of Akuma. Siege units and mantlet benefit from ballistics. Now, that could be pretty powerful, right? We're pretty used to civs like the Portuguese having access to ballistics for their gunpowder, right? As well as the Spanish with, I believe, their cannon galleons, correct? Yeah, I mean, I think that could be pretty significant, honestly. You know, if your siege units, rather, with the natives can aim a little bit there with stuff moving around, I think that could be particularly harmful to things like archers that might be trying to do some quick tricks to micro down your mangonels, your archers, your scorps. It definitely makes them more acidic ducks that way, for sure. Doesn't quite help the rams out, though. Mainly just, you know, the scorpion, the onager line, as well as the mantlet. So anything that gives you ballistics tends to be really good for a unit that normally doesn't get it. Now, the team bonus, Monastery provides plus 10 population. Well, I mean, it's a little bit okayish. I mean, it does save you about a good amount of wood, right? It saves you a weeny amount of wood when you're putting up your first monastery. But it is warning me ahead of time before I look at the tech tree itself. They're probably going to be good at their religion and their monks. You know, telling right away if they're monastery is helping you out with population. That means we probably do have redemption to actually make these Jota warriors with. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they have and what they don't have. In terms of what they have, archery range looks pretty good for Meso-Civ, thumb ring, elite skirm, arb. So in terms of a Meso-Civ, they really got everything that they're going to need for archers. And that makes sense because they're defensive, right? What a better way to defend from behind a wall with one of these. In terms of barracks, they got everything except for gambesons. So, I mean, if you're looking for the best top-of-the-line champions, they're going to be slightly underwhelming with the lack of gambesons, but they got everything else, you know. You got supplies, which is good, squires, arson. Then you got all 3 units, you got the Elite Eagle Warrior, you got the Halb, and you got the Champ. So, barracks is going to be a great option for you. Stable, you don't get a stable. Well, unless you convert one, then you can make the Jota Warriors. I believe this is a error in the code for the tech tree. I would be pretty shocked if they let you construct Hussars. Definitely be very shocked at that. Yeah. In terms of Navy, the Galleon line looks good. They got the canoa instead of cannon galleons because that's the Mesoamerican equivalent. Fire ships looking great with fast fire ship. They are missing heavy demo ship though, so if you're looking to use those, you might have a bit of issues. They are missing dry dock and shipwright, so not the most naval friendly civ, I would say. Definitely not. In terms of defenses, for a Meso-Civ, they got really everything that they should. Fortified wall, keep. And I think if they didn't have these things, I would severely question them as a defensive civ, like, right away. Like, imagine them only having, like, palisades, or only having, like, guard, or even watchtower. Yeah, I would not consider them defensive if they didn't have those things. It'd be like, yeah, really shocking to call them defensive. But yeah, I guess my prediction was right. They're an excellent monastery civ, because they literally got all the technologies right here. Everything you could ask for. So they're going to be great on arena. They're going to be great on really any map where monks are going to be helpful for you. Any situation you need monks. Converting a bunch of stables to get the Jota warriors. They can do it all. That's good to see. In terms of the castle, it looks like they got just about everything here. Here's the mantlet, by the way. Here's the description. Anasazi, unique unit, hybrid, an infantry and a siege. Melee attack with minimum range. Benefits from improvements in the barracks and university. Upgrades attack, armor, blacksmith, so it does get blacksmith upgrades, is that true? Benefits from speed from the barracks. Benefits from ballistics from the university and from siege engineers. Okay, that's quite a lot of improvements. Yep, and I see it shows the improvements there. Alright. So in terms of siege workshop, you got as good of a siege workshop as probably the Aztecs, right? You got the heavy scorps, you get the siege archer, siege ram. You got it all. You got all the siege you could ask for. This is perfect if you like siege. This is a siege-friendly civ. They should have called them a defensive and siege civilization, I believe, because not only do you get all the siege engines, you get a really good unique unit siege unit, but they all benefit from ballistics, so I mean, they're going to be way more effective than that of the enemies, honestly. Blacksmith, you got everything, so no crying or complaining there. In terms of the university, they got everything except for Bombard Tower, which for, a Meso-Civ, that's pretty perfect, I think. Really is. In terms of eco technologies, they got everything except for the two-man saw. Yep, that's about it. So, I mean, at least your farms are going to last pretty long, so, I mean, shouldn't have too many eco issues there. I don't think so, honestly. Yeah. But anyways, I figured we'd just do a deathmatch on Arabia against the Spaniards and see who comes out on top here, basically. We'll see. We'll see if we can pull it off. Yeah. Alright, here we go. You do this. Let's get some... I can't see my thing over there. I have to move that. Alright, so I can see the UI. Okay. Get some houses down. One thing I want to get right away is probably get some of those siege workshops down and see how good the ballistics really is. But we're obviously going to need to protect them with some halberdiers, so maybe that's probably the way we're going to go. Get some halbs, get some siege. Get some barracks over here. Get another barracks over here. Just get as much as we can get and protect. Yeah. Why is this an Eagle Scout? This should be an elite Eagle Warrior. It doesn't matter. We'll go large or halb, I think. Pretty fair, right? The combo that standed the test of time. You know, halberdiers, very squishy, and you know, you can just spam as many of them as you want. Then you just put a really tough city crushing unit like the Archer behind them and see where you go, basically. We're gonna need a lot more population than this, though. Just saying. Let's make a move on that stable there just to see what happens. I want to see if they really do have ballistics on these things. If they do, that would be pretty significant and pretty serious. Let me get that. Ooh, they do! Look at that aim. That's good aim on those. Yeah! Wow, that's beautiful. I like that. That is some good aim. Whoa. This is good. This is really good. Look at those ballistics on those. This civs onagers are going to be a serious threat. I mean, you don't even need that much protection. I mean, you need a little bit of protection, but, you know, you're going to be able to hit things pretty well. And I imagine once you get enough of these things in pretty big stacks, you're going to be able to wipe out one-shot things with these. Like, woo! Wow, yeah, we just need a bigger number of these. Like, let's get a whole army of these and see what happens, right? Yeah, I want to just see that in real time. Like, where do we end up here with this? Let's see. Let's see what happens if we go after these paladins. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Ooh, yep, that's pretty good. Yep, you still have to aim pretty well, though, but thankfully we got some halberdiers to help protect. Right, fortunately the bot's not going in the sort of right direction. He's sort of hanging out in the weird area instead of the area we want him to go. We'll make some mantlets now while we're over here. And get some more archers. This is looking pretty good. I mean, I really like this concept of just having siege that can sort of protect itself almost. You know what I mean? Almost. Obviously, a big army of hussars and stuff is still going to wreck you, but it feels more like Age of Empires 3 artillery, like the falconet, the culverin, the horse artillery, right? They basically can aim themselves and hit the target just about every time, you know? You don't have to worry about the thing missing. You don't have to worry about, you know... I mean, you still have to worry about friendly fire, but you don't have to worry that you're going to completely miss something and lose that unit. You're always going to be hitting something. And that is pretty phenomenal. This bot is doing a weird circle around that area. I find a little strange. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Really good, good setup here. And then you just back up. Got the mantlets. How did the mantlets do? Did the mantlets do pretty fair? Okay, I wonder if... Yeah, see, this is the problem. Like, you still have to have, like, halberdiers here. But it's a lot less required, I think. Like, obviously you don't want to run up against an army that's that big in Chungus, but, you still need to, at least you, yeah, I don't want to do that, but at least you don't have to aim around as much to hit the target, right? You don't have to do a lot of manual targeting anymore. You can sort of do a lot of the work yourself, basically. Yeah, look at this. Phenomenal. Ooh, yep. Let's see if we can just clean up large swaths of these. Let's see if we can wipe out these conchs as well. Yeah, this could be pretty good. Yeah, but we still need to make sure we're making halbs, though. It's a requirement, still. And they have to obviously make sure the archers don't destroy themselves, trying to deal with the cav that's getting right up into their faces as well. Yeah, I mean, still, I mean, you're making some pretty good trades here, honestly. Like, you know how much, cost these paladins are? Phenomenal costs. A significant cost. I mean, you're really downing your opponent if you can wipe out large swaths with these. I mean, this is pretty good. This is honestly excellent. And we're gonna make some mantlets over here just to protect this. I'm gonna try to move. How long does it take to wipe out ram with just one mantlet? Nope, it's not recommended. You probably should just make a lot of those if you're going to go up against one of these. Yeah. Alright, so now I think we have to play a bit more carefully here, a bit more defensively. I don't want to burn through too much of the gold making these archers. But you kind of get the point, though, that it's a really effective strategy to just use these archers now with the halbs. Obviously not the best micro in the world, and to top that, I'm only using like one hand to do this because I'm using the mic in the other one, but you get the idea that these archers do a lot of the work themselves. Yeah. I wonder how the scorps do as well. Like, let's make some scorpions. The scorps manage themselves as good, you would say. Oh yeah, and they also, remember, these units also have plus 10% hit points because of the civ bonus, right? So they're a little bit more durable too, which is great. I'm just getting some gold miners now because we're gonna need really as much gold as you can ever hope for to be able to protect this stuff. And how is Spain doing? Like, I see that did I like burn through a lot of their gold, honestly? I might have just burned through a lot of their gold if they're, getting very careful like this, They must be very concerned about what I'm gonna do, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't see a whole lot of... I see units, but the army doesn't look as big as it did before in terms of paladins. Like, I see some of their archers, I see halbs, like, maybe they're actually struggling quite a bit, honestly. I am covering a lot of his gold mines by sort of coming in like this. If I can make him burn through his gold, that would be really helpful. What's the Vil doing? I don't see the Vils really going for the gold just yet. I want to get some trebs now. Start making a siege impact on this castle here. And see how well we can sort of defend with our little contingent of siege weapons and halbs. I want to get a lot of scorps just to see, what we can sort of do here with that. And I can sort of get some houses now. Perfect. Basically, you can really protect these trebs with all these archers, and yeah, just throw a bunch of halbs in the front now. I think certainly for sure you can definitely, if you like move the halbs around and stuff, you can let the archers sort of do more work now than ever before, and that's pretty phenomenal. Yeah, it definitely is Yeah, like, see, the siege are basically doing a lot of the hard work themselves here, like protecting the front lines and so forth. Like, I just gonna aim this one, obviously, but yeah, in general, I mean, this is pretty good protection all around that you can provide yourself here. Yep, get that. Where's the scorps that I made? That's still around somewhere here. I mean, he's gonna, you're not gonna do that. You're not going to. Yeah, and then I have to sort of like reposition these. Yeah, get a little bit of space here and just, yeah. Problem is this spot's really good at like microing itself out of the way. Yeah, in general you can do some pretty good maneuver. Ooh. Ooh, nice. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, you can do some stuff. It's pretty alright. Yeah, and then get some mantlets maybe. See how those do? Yeah, see, now he's up in my face, so I have to take this a little more seriously now. Yeah, mantlets. I should probably try to combine some of these in with another army. See what happens. Yeah, that might be good. I did pretty good there. You know, I kind of want to deal with these now. Yep, the mantlets finished the job. I wonder if you like combine a bunch of mantlets and foragers and scorps, like if that alone can win you some good situations. Victories rather. Yeah, probably. Most definitely. Yep. Just, I mean, yeah, just build phalanx of these, you know. Probably is not a bad idea. I mean, he sort of stopped pushing me at that point, so I think whatever I did sort of, you know, forced him to regroup and all that. Sure. See, again, a lot of gold yet. What's going on with that? Nice, I ain't even getting that much gold, honestly, so I don't know. I think I should, yeah, I should probably just, do I have any gold on the side? Yeah, I'll grab some gold down here, too. That might be good. Yeah, I'll grab some gold down here. All the gold you can get. That's probably best. Because we're going to need lots of gold and maybe even some trees too. Get some of these stragglers around my TC. Yeah, unfortunately, because we're playing in like late game, you can't obviously see some of the civ bonuses like the Dark Age Market or the plus 100 stone with each Egypt sort of thing going on. But yeah, I mean, even playing late game like this, I like the idea of the mantlets just helping you out a lot. The ballistics on the siege, your helps having plus 10% HP, as well as all your other units. I mean, this is something you can work with, you know what I mean? It's definitely manageable. That's the most important thing, is it's manageable. You can actually, I can realistically see you doing this in matches and winning stuff. And I'm not even that good at AoE 2, and I like this. I see this as being something pretty good, you know what I mean? Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we, like, get a bunch of halberds. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is pretty good. Like, yeah, you can basically punish a lot of... And then you can, like, take some of your archers and just focus them on the conks. Yeah. Let me get that archer right there. Trying to like micro these. I mean, yeah, if like you use the archers to like force his conks back and you try to. Oh yeah, this is pretty good. Yep, and then you try to take on that one. Yep, and then you can try to back up at this point, try to get some more of the mantlets, I can imagine. Yep, just go back here, get some help support. get that Archer here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you gotta be careful of that, though, for sure. Can you use a villager to repair these? How do you repair these guys? Do you need a monk for that? We'll see if a monk can heal these up. I wonder if a monk can heal those up. That's something that would be really good if they do. I can get some more siege over here. Get some halberdier spam. The thing about the halbs too is they come out really fast because of that technology, the flying shields, and probably the skirms as well. So we'll make some of those. See if they can help against the conks and provide additional spammable thing thrown in front of there. You have been defeated. Oh, because of the relics. Oh boy. Yeah, that's pretty sad. But, you know, you got an idea. You know what I mean? Basically, in general, when you're in super late game with the Anasazi, trash unit spam is going to be key, and making the most of your really great siege units. You know, either your Archers, your Scorps, or maybe even your Rams, right? Adding in some mantlets can be good for sniping targets. Yeah, just a really good tanky unit, as you can see here, because of its good armor values. It's going to be a great thing for going into combat with. But anyways, I think that's good for us now. Thank you for coming to see the Anasazi with me. Though we are done with all the civs, I still want to look at all the quality of life stuff that they added from DE. So all the units they ported over, the changes to the castle text that they poured over, and so forth. So we'll do something on that as well. I don't think we'll do a deathmatch related to that, because you probably know at this point how those civs would work in DE, so it's kind of pointless, but we'll look at the text and just so you can marvel at them. Alright, see you next time. I'm going to be signing off now from this match. See you in the next thing that we cover.